know how to make an agreement to end the tenancy in Ontario? In order to end the tenancy, you need to fill out an LTB form provided by the Tribunals Ontario. This form is called N11. The form N11 is used by tenants and landlords in Ontario who have agreed to terminate their tenancy early. The form is called an agreement to end the tenancy because it is a written agreement between the two parties to end the tenancy. This form can be used if the tenant wants to move out before the end of their lease or if the landlord wants to end the tenancy before the end of the lease. So, here are the steps to fill out the form N11. Number 1. Landlord and tenant information. This includes the name, address, and phone number of the landlord and the tenant. You will also need to include the address of the rental unit. This notice can be sent to multiple tenants at once. So add one or many tenants in the information box. Number 2. Agreement to end the tenancy. Both the landlord and the tenant must sign and date this section to show that they agree to end the tenancy. The date should be the date that the agreement is signed. Number 3. Noticing time period prior to moving out. If the tenant is paying rent on a monthly basis, they must give the landlord at least 60 days notice before moving out. If the tenant is paying rent on a weekly basis, they must give the landlord at least 28 days notice before moving out. The tenant should indicate the date they will move out in the space provided. Number 4. Confirmation of service. The tenant must confirm that they have given the landlord a copy of the completed form N11 by signing and dating the section. The landlord must also sign and date the confirmation of service section to confirm that they have received a copy of the form. If the landlord or tenant wants a copy of the agreement, they should make a copy of the completed form N11 for their records. Once the form is completed, the original copy should be given to the landlord. The tenant should keep a copy for their records. It's important to note that once the tenancy is terminated, the tenant must move out of the rental unit by the date indicated on the form N11. If the tenant does not move out by that date, the landlord can apply to the Landlord and Tenant Board to enforce the eviction. You must file the N11 form with the Landlord and Tenant Board and pay the appropriate filing fee. You can file the form in person, by mail, or online. If you're unsure about how to fill out the form or have questions about the process, you may want to seek legal advice or assistance from a licensed paralegal or lawyer. Or you can reach out to the Landlord and Tenant Board on this number. By following these steps, you should be able to fill out the form N11 and end your tenancy early in Ontario. My Property Portal makes this whole process a lot easier with their automated forms functionality that fills in the information automatically for you, aided by e-signatures. Stay tuned to My Property Portal for more awesome tips.